I may introduce a little bit, talk about investment that we made around the mobile sector. So Samsung is looking for new hardware-enabled technology to improve upon the existing hardware. So we're looking at display, camera, and text input, and material. So all around the hardware of cell phone, and some of the hardware-related companies that we invested is are Lens Vector. Lens Vector is autofocus in the camera phone, so you can zoom in and zoom out automatically. So you're even with the same resolution, same pixel size, you have much better resolution with this autofocus. So that's one company we invested, and then also 4K Media. We invest in this company to improve the noise reduction in the phone. So when you are talking on, in a very crowded area, you can hear very well what the caller is talking about. Then with this technology, you can actually don't hear any background noise, but you can hear very clearly the caller. So these are the technology, hardware-related technology that we invested, and we also invest in Swipe. That's the company that develops the software for finger tracing text input. So basically, in the touch screen, you can say, "I am a girl." You can just do certain movement. Text is written without typing it actually each key. So then another one is the Seven. Seven is the company that develops the push email. So I'm sure a lot of people are now very familiar with the push functionality. Another one inside contactless, just mobile pay. Soon, I don't think that we see a lot of mobile pay here at the supermarket. Instead of putting out your credit card, you can basically just scan your cell phone and you can pay. You can already see some of these in other countries. So these are companies that we looked at, and otherwise we are looking at service apps that we can, mobile apps that we can have some great impact from integration. So we are, so hardware is hardware, but I think that what we are focusing on now is how can we make money through hardware. I think it's really the key. How can we increase the user interface of the phone so that people are buying more of apps, for instance. So Samsung is traditionally a very hardware-centric company. We are very focusing on hardware improvement, but we really overlooked where you can actually make money, just like iPhone. I think that iPhone, Apple has a great tradition of thinking device from user side. So it's
innovation.
Innovate. Yeah. So it's very easy to intuitive to use iPhone. Even my 6-year-old daughter can play games there. You don't need a manual to use iPhone. Samsung didn't really think that way. We are too focused on just technology and hardware devices. So I think this one, very publicly admitted failure that we made, and then we are trying to figure out how we can build third-party developer so that we offer SDK and App Store. So a lot of these activities are going on, and we think that through this, since we are focused on service and App Store, we can basically make more money.
Okay, Ursula, same question. Who's going to make money and how? I think it's a new ecosystem that is being created. It's much more complex than before. And the players in there who are used to making the money, telcos who sell the access, the handset vendors,
including Swisscom, I'm guessing.
Yeah. And the handset vendors or so. And there's a whole new bunch of people coming in there because it's not a service anymore, not just selling voice. So you're selling all kinds of application and services. And I think with that you will have different players, and the costs kind of have to be shared and redistributed. So on the one side, yes, all the hardware stuff, and then we look at all those applications. I mean, most of them are free because we brought the online internet world into the mobile world, and everybody expects everything to be free. And yet, the mobile access to actually provide the access from the device to the platform where the service is very costly and very complex. And these costs are going to have to be shared among some people because nobody wants to pay the carrier anymore, and yet the infrastructure is really costly. And so there's going to be a redistribution of this. The developers also have to find the revenues in there, so and it can't all be free. I think that's a big illusion of the whole iPhone apps is all these developers who ran after and all these VCs who invested in these apps to find out that, hey, it's free. It's causing a problem. So there's a whole reshaping, and there's a big question mark on business models and who makes what, but in the end, it's got to be a win-win for everybody. And there's going to be a push and pull, and we aren't there yet, and there's lots of room for creative business modeling.
But I think that it really boils down to user experiences at the end of the day. Right? So for us, we can come up with long-lasting batteries, but we don't have any apps or services that we can use batteries for. I have Samsung phone, battery goes for like 1 day, but there's no data revenue that carriers can make with that. Yeah, can make out of it. So then,
Rick, you
One
have
thing I'd
something you
like
want to
to
say?
add,
You're
yeah, one
itching?
thing I'd like to add to this is, has anyone noticed that the whole industry is going toward free? Carriers are being forced to reduce the all-they-can-eat plans. Applications are free. Companies like Google and others are adding free apps, amazing services that people would have paid hundreds of dollars for just a couple of years ago, people buying Garmin and so forth. And I think this is one of the reasons that a company like Microsoft, don't mean to offend anyone, but and other companies who made a fortune in the PC, they're struggling with this free environment, open source and free. And how are the companies that have the traditional business model, as Ballmer said last week, we make software and we sell it. There's a lot of people making software now and giving it away, and I think it's going to be really interesting to watch how this all pans out. So I just wanted to throw that out there.
Yeah, Ursula? I think this free notion, yes, we all say it's free, but it's not directly free. Somebody sees a value in this. And so yes, Google has put up all the Google Maps for free, and it's causing the Garmin. So, but they're getting their revenues from their advertising, and on the Google Maps you go to advertising, and then that's what so the whole industry for me is in a turmoil, a business model, because the person who is willing to pay for that service is not necessarily the user of who's making use of the service. And that's bringing a whole complexity in. It's an indirect revenue somewhere. There has to be some money flow, because in the end, yes, we have open source, and yes, there's a lot of free contribution to it, but there has to be something out of it. Even if people in open source, they're looking for something. I mean, it may not be not a financial return, they're looking for some kind of return. So it's got to add up for the people who participate, and I think that's a big question, because this indirect means that we're all looking at right now.
Alistair, you're the